We're joined now by the West Alabama Tigers and head coach, Mr. Gilliland. And this is year
Year 11, season 10, I think, because of COVID. I don't know. I lost track.
you are the Monsignor.
It's been a bunch of them.
You're the Monsignor of all the coaches around here, if I'm
I
not
think Cooley's got
mistaken.
me by 1 year.
By 1 year?
Yeah, I believe he was there
Okay.
the year before.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about your season, talk about your team. What can we expect to see from the Tigers this year?
Well, I think we got an excited group that's been doing a lot of voluntary workouts with our strength staff this summer, and I've been excited watching that and just seeing them work, seeing them come together. Because we say every year that this is the critical time frame, right? From July through fall camp, and it's not so much about the personnel you're putting on the field. It's about the bonds that they grow and the way they come together as a team. And so I think we've got a good start on that, and I think our guys care about UWA, care about each other, and are excited to take on the season. As always, it's a tough task in this league, and we open up with some non-conference games that are going to be tough too. But I'm really excited to get into fall camp and watch this bunch grow and get together.
Looking back at last season, upset win over West Florida, homecoming, that's a double-double. If you look at it, you win homecoming and you beat one of the perennial teams in the conference. How gratifying was that for your team and for your defense to really hold them to 6 points?
It was an unbelievable defensive effort that game. It really was. And you're right. Winning homecoming is important. And so anytime you got a team like West Florida coming in for homecoming, you get a lot of, what are you doing? But we don't set homecoming,
Right,
so,
right.
But no, it was good. Last year we hit a lot of bumps early. We lost a lot of guys in key position groups that really hampered us, especially on offense. And so watching the guys come back and win 3 of the last 4, including that big homecoming win, that just showed kind of the culture of our program, and the guys, they play for a bigger purpose than just themselves. And it would have been easy going into game 6 or 7 to fold up, what we had been through, but they refused to do that. And so it was gratifying for a lot of reasons, but to me, really, that was one of the best ones, was just seeing our guys continue to fight, even though things hadn't gone the way we wanted them to early in the year.
When you look at your team offensively, quarterback-wise, are we going to see 2 quarterbacks, 3 quarterbacks, 1 quarterback? What is your goal, and what is the reality of what you have?
I think the goal is always 1 quarterback. I mean, I do. I think that's always the goal in every team as you start a season. We have several guys that are vying for that position. And so, what we have to have is one of those guys step up and truly take it. And, we're not going to point it to somebody. It's going to be a spot that, somebody's got to step up and take the lead there. And it's a fun battle to watch, and we'll see how that separation goes. Can't answer that question right now. We got 3 guys that are really doing a great job battling for it.
What are the ingredients outside of leadership that you're looking for your quarterback to really make your offense go?
Manage the team, get the ball to the right spots at the right time, protect the football, and move down the field. We don't ask our quarterback to be a playmaker every play and hit a home run. We ask them to find the right guy to get the ball to, and that our offense is built around that. And so, that's it. I mean, that's important. The quarterback position always has a leadership component that that guys have to be able to follow that guy. But a lot of that comes with the position. You're going to follow that person because of the position, as long as they're doing what's right. So. It's more about just handling the offense, handling the scope of it, and moving the ball down the field and taking care of it.
How much has recruiting changed since the advent of the transfer portal, things of that nature? Guys can, have freedom to go wherever they want to go. Division II coaches, do they have to be patient? They have to be more aggressive? Or do they just have to have a new way of recruiting?
Yes. It is. I mean, at times of the year, you got to be a lot more aggressive. At times of the year, you got to understand that patience is a thing you got to wait out. It is I don't want to say it's a mess, but it definitely has changed the game. Just the overall, not just the transfer portal, but all the rules that have come with it. So it definitely causes everyone to step back and look at what your recruiting process is, especially in the transfer world, and then all the way down to high school seniors, and kind of target a little bit of a different way or different time frame, but. It can be headaches at times, but it's the bottom line is we want to find guys that want to be at West Alabama, that want to come in and compete, but want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And, when we find those, we feel good about it, and I think we've got a bunch of them right now.
The Tigers this fall, we're going to take a look at your schedule. Always daunting in the Gulf South Conference, but when you look at it outside of the conference, you have a very competitive conference schedule and non-conference schedule. As we take a look at it, you're going to open up against Miles, Tusculum, Limestone. You've got 4 teams that have had postseason experience on your schedule. When you open up against Miles, that's an in-state rival right up the highway from you. You really don't have a lot of time to say we're going to lean our way into it or wean our way into it.
That's right. And, those 3 games, those first 3 out-of-conference games are all at home, which is pretty cool. I don't know if we've ever played 3 in a row at home to start the season. We may have, but I can't remember it. But like you said, they're all playoff caliber teams. And Coach Shade's done a great job at Miles over the last several years. And when he took over for Coach Ruffin, and they're excited to come to Tiger Stadium. The thing you get with those 3 opponents is you get 2 other conferences that are in our region, and those conferences are always tired of hearing of the GSC, so they come in with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and so we got to weather. We're gonna get their best shots, we know it, and so we got to weather that and be ready for it. But excited to see. Fans in Tiger Stadium for those first 3 games. There'll be evening games. We got some new things in store for the stadium to give it a new look. So we really are excited about those games. And then, of course, anytime you get to go to West Florida and to Valdosta back-to-back to start conference play, I mean, what better road could that be?
Now, when you say new things, are those some new things in the stands for the fans or new things on the field?
It might just be a little different light setup. We're going to do a lot of work for our game day experience, for our fans this season because fans pay money to come see games, and they want to be entertained, and we're going to do that. Obviously, our job is to do that on the field, but we're going to do that as a department the best we can to.
Coach, you have a knack for finding great defensive players. We got one sitting right next to us. You find them big, fast, and hungry. What has been your knack as far as finding defensive guys? Because last year you brought in a guy that was a monster of a guy, and now you got another guy who's pretty intimidating. Yeah. Defensively, what is your mindset going in, and how do you locate those guys and develop them?
Well, first off, we like to bring in defensive linemen to this because usually people bring quarterbacks, right? And I like for the quarterbacks to go in and see the defensive line early. I was a quarterback. I know what that's like when you got to look up to a D-line guy. But no, that credit has to go to Steve Cisa and his staff, our defense coordinator. They do a great job of targeting exactly what they want to fit our scheme, but also the person they want to put into place. And man, they spend hours going through every detail of every recruit before we ever get them on campus, especially on that side of the ball. And so, that credit goes to them. They search everywhere they can to find the guys that not just look the part and play the part, but are the right fit. And Austen definitely fits that. He's from right down the road in Tuscaloosa and came to us out of high school. So, just that group, the D-line group especially, but the whole defense, but the D-line group especially has been over the last few years, a staple of our team, and just the way they run the room, the culture they have in that room, but also the way they play the game also.
Good. Mr. Cosby?
Yes, sir.
Coach has said a lot of good things about you. When you made that trek from Tuscaloosa just a little west, going to West Alabama, what was your thought process, and how much have you developed as a person and as a player?
Well, coming out of high school, I came out of a really larger high school. Coming from Tuscaloosa County, it was a 7A. So coming to a much smaller school, it was like a culture shock at first. But just getting that sense of family, just coming down there, it was really nice. And then them helping me grow as a person, and then as well on the football field, it was really good. Thought process now is just win and then help my teammates be in the best position to win as well.
Describe your playing style as a defensive lineman.
I would say I'm much more not slow, but reading plays, reading the blocks, play recognition. So not as much, what's the word I can use? Instinctive, but much more tactical in what I would do each play. Yes, sir.
During the summer, what have you done in order to develop yourself, not only on the field, but as developing as a leader?
Developing as a leader, we have a lot of player-led practices and just player-led things throughout the summer, and that has helped my skills, and just immersing myself more and more in the team and just getting more vocal has helped my leadership skills. So
when you first got there, you weren't very vocal?
Oh, no, I'm always – that's just who I am.
You're
on
quiet
the field.
Guy?
No, I'm not a quiet guy. Not a quiet guy. No, sir. I heard the term "a loud defense is a good defense," so I play defense, and you got to be loud to be good. Yes,
so you're loud. Are you the
confident?
You're the pointer. On the
Yes,
defense,
sir.
you're pointing at the running back saying you're not going to make it across the line.
Yes, sir.
I hear you. As far as physically your development, where did you start off and where are you right now?
So I've been through a long road. Coming out of high school, I was probably 205.
Mm.
I'm 245, 250 right now. So it's been a lot of hard work in the weight room throughout the years.
What have you been eating? I may need to know if I want to get that kind of weight gain.
Yes, sir. Young hog calf. That's what we eat. Young hog calf.
Very good. When you look at your schedule and look at the Gulf South Conference, is this a conference where you can say, oh, well, we're not going to have to work hard that week? Or is this one every week you're going up against offense that really is high-powered?
Yes, sir. I would say the latter. I've heard the GSC be referred to as the SEC of D2. It's really a very competitive conference, and I'm really excited to play this year.
How gratifying was it to get that homecoming win against West Florida and hold them to 6 points?
It was surreal, really. That's probably the first time that we've beat West Florida since I've been there. I think y'all beat them right before I got there. So it was really an accomplishment. Yes, sir.
Defensively, when it was that clock was ticking down and you looked at it, how important was it to make them and keep them at 6 points?
It was really important. I would say that's how we won the game. It was a very defensive game, so it was very important.
When you look at this fall, what would be the ingredients to know that you have a good defense?
Just how much more we can come together, and then the pieces that we do add, say we add some late in the fall, just the assimilation of them would be how well they can get intertwined with our defense and just the whatever we need. Yes, sir.
I hear you. Coach Brett, when you look at the conference, you had 3 teams that made it to the playoffs, which makes it more difficult for you because you're going up against 3 teams that
Always.
are really nationally ranked. They had to play each other. How important is it for the NCAA to know that you guys really don't want to have to play? You want to go out and try to play some of the other teams that are nationally ranked?
I think it's vitally important. I think it's we want a Division II playoff system that our student athletes first and foremost get a great experience, and that's the key, right? That's why we do it. It's for the student athletes. So for that to truly be a quality experience, and a team getting to the playoffs and then just have to repeat the first 2 weeks, which I think is what Delta State had to do, repeat the first 2 weeks of a conference opponent. It's really sad, and it's we're going to put good teams from our conference in the playoffs every year. We know that as a conference. We don't know who they are each year, but there's going to be multiple good teams from our conference in the playoffs. And, we really feel like those teams would stack up against anybody in any region. And there's other regions that feel the same way. It's not a Region 2 problem. It's an overall all-arching problem. But I think it comes down to, are we giving our student athletes the best experience possible through a playoff system? And personally, I think the way we're doing it right now, we're not. And I'm part of that committee, so I may get crucified for saying that. But but I think it's it's a big deal, and it's something that we have to and are looking at, but we have to continue to make changes and make adjustments to make sure that our student athletes get the experience they deserve.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you. Thank you so very much for joining us. Good luck to you, young
Yes, sir.
man. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll have more of the 2024 Gulf South Conference Football Media Day right here on Flow Sports.